What's happening, guys? It's Bryce with Hippie Organics. Welcome back to another video. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. And without any further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So basically, I came out to harvest. It's kind of just a homestead update. Show you guys a new animal we got. We're pretty excited about. But really, I was kind of walking around the garden. We're starting to harvest some of our onions. We're mostly doing dehydrating right now, but I was just genuinely amazed at how well the garden is doing this year. As you can see, we're barely in, well, we're not even in April yet. Spring is just starting and we are going full swing. All of the potatoes are coming up. The garden is doing extraordinarily well to how well, compared to last year. We did get all of our bell peppers planted. There's a tomatillo there, and let's see, we did put, most of these are going to be like our bell peppers. We got quite a few of those planted and going. We do have a couple tomatoes, and I was actually going to add a like a native corn. It makes pretty good like cornmeal and stuff. We wanted to give that a shot. We're going to start working with genetics soon, hopefully. All of our tomatoes, fabulous. We got all our cages in, as you can see. Just really excited, just really genuinely excited. We're actually having to prune if we have too many. So like this tomato here is too close to this potato, but this potato is doing well, so we may leave it. But this one, unfortunately, will have to come up. But we're just gonna leave it there, let it fertilize. We got all of our compost moved in. And I mean, they are just, the growth is explosive. I mean, look at this. It's not even April. This thing is already at least 2 foot tall. Potatoes, they should be ready. What is it? We think we planted them in March, sometime in May to June, so beginning of summer. We are also going to be planting some summer crops soon, but that's not going to be until, I think, sometime in May is when we'll get those in. That way they'll have time to deal with the summer heat. They'll at least be, some semi-large. All of the onions that we planted, for the most part, that were bulbs, and we were mostly just growing for the green, because the bulbs we got from the grocery store, we don't plan on eating them, especially since we're already growing our own. We're kind of just letting them go to seed. We do want a natural, much more natural environment to where we're not having to seed all the time. Weeding, we did do some weeding the other day. Mostly it's just an invasive grass that we planted coming in, plus whatever was in our compost that we didn't quite, get taken care of, or, if we have a fence line with grass that wants to kind of expand onto our side, or if it managed to flower or anything like that. The pineapples are doing okay. I think it's not quite warm enough for them yet, and it's been pretty wet. We actually just had a storm again last night. Peach tree, explosive growth, doing great. I will say we did have a couple fails though. Overall, the blueberry is not doing too great, so I think I'm gonna go with a different like style or genetic later on. And then also, I'll have to walk over here. We tried to start using our chicken tractor that we built, and I really liked the design, but it didn't hold up. Basically, I let it set for a while, and the entire back came off. I'll show it to you guys. My carpentry skills aren't the best, but we are definitely working on it. I think a lot of it had to do with the wood. Like the screws just came right out. You can see we well supported it, and they came directly out of there. So we will probably patch it together. Miss Daisy's been getting some use out of it while we're waiting. But also, the type of staples we used weren't heavy duty enough where the fencing kind of came off. So we're going to be rebuilding this later, because we're actually going to be needing it fairly soon. We also got a hold of some irrigation tubing that we're hoping to put into place semi soon, because we are going to need it. Show that to you guys. Got quite a bit of it for free, so we're going to be dealing with that pretty quick. And I don't know if you can hear it, but we were trimming feathers the other day to keep them from flying everywhere. But We have ducks now. I am pretty excited. I love ducks. Personally, I've never cared for chickens too much. The chickens were actually for my son and my significant other, or my partner. But ducks have always been my favorite. I've had them like growing up. I just love ducks. Um, we actually got 7 of them. It was a really good deal. We got soap and ducks and all kinds of stuff for like real cheap. They are fully grown. 5 of them, sorry, are I think they're called a pekin or pekin. It's a type of meat duck, so they're white with an orange bill. And then also we have one, I think it's called a kayak Campbell. And then we also have a black with white spots. I'm not 100% sure the breed right now. But ducks are great. Like, they have plenty of good use. So we're going to be trying that out, seeing how it goes. We mulched in the whole garden area, which is pretty awesome. And we also had to make a modification to our feeder. You see the little one's starting to get older and getting big. We went ahead and modified, let's see if we can get in here and y'all can see it. We modified our feeder to be whiter because we didn't realize it, but egg production went way down, like way down. And we're trying, the ducks, we were having to feed them every day because they couldn't fit their bills in the feeder, and the combs and the wattles on our chickens were keeping our large chickens from being able to get in the little feeder we had. So we went with the same design that our bunnies had. Right over there. Which has also been working phenomenal, by the way. It was super easy to build. I don't really have any complaints. We're going to be doing the waterers next. That's why we need the irrigation tubing. Hopefully, if everything works out. But also, since we do have ducks, there's going to be a whole new slew of issues that we have to deal with. One of them is ducks dirty their water. I'll actually show it to you guys. The water, the little aquacultures that we had for the chickens, they used to be really clean. That'd be nasty. Like, ducks, they don't dust bathe like chickens do. So basically what the ducks do is they dip their beak to clean their nostrils and their eyes. And then they also swim in there and kind of douse their whole body in water so they don't have any fleas or mites or anything. The white ducks there should hopefully grow to be of harvest size in about 8 to 10 weeks, which is kind of what we're looking for. And the brown and the black one should be heavy layers. So we're going to see how it works out. We are hoping soon to start we have some genetics going on with those. And then also we're going to be getting some Cornish chickens, Cornish game hens. And we're going to be getting all female to see if we can change up our breeding a little bit, because we really like the meat that Mr. Fred produces with his ladies, but these guys just don't grow. And 6 months for 2 pounds of meat isn't. The FCR on it is absolutely horrid. I do know that yes, we should be getting some rabbit meat soon, but if we're going to be raising hens, I kind of want more of a dual purpose. And the birds that we have are mostly going to be like production reds, red stars, things like that. So there's some sex links. There's some pretty cool genetics that we have, but they're dominant in egg laying. So even though yes, you can eat them and they're not bad, the FCR on them is horrible. So what we want to do is, even if we lose the coloration, since we don't really rely on it, we want to put a couple of the Cornish hens in a new tractor that we're going to be building. This is much further down the road, hopefully. But we'll be putting them in there, breeding them with Mr. Fred, and introducing them to our flock slowly. So essentially, good morning, Mr. Fred. Essentially what will happen is we will be getting all of, or performing the same task that we already do, but we'll be getting a much meatier bird in a shorter span. Or even if it does take the 5 or 6 months or whatever it'll take for them to reach size, it'll be a much meatier bird to where the FCR is kind of worth it. We will be posting, I have some chickens that we're going to be harvesting. Not ours, it's a deal I was working on with a friend of ours. They just have a lot of chickens they need gone. They don't have time to butcher it, so we're going to be butchering some of them for them. We'll be posting videos on that, so that way you guys can see how we butcher, because we don't actually pluck, we do a literal butcher, like we skin them and we do some other stuff like that. That's pretty much it. Honestly, the garden's been taking care of itself. We're really happy. Like I said, we're mostly excited about the ducks. We're gonna be planting some more corn, and that's pretty much it. Until the next time, you guys, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and I hope this helped you guys. Peace, and be kind out there.